that is for the degree. For the diplomas, the grading system is different. So first class, when you score 80% in a paper, that is, you have your coursework marks plus the examination mark, and out of 100, you score 80 or 80 plus, which is an A. Okay? So when we get an average at the end of the semester, supposing you have 6 papers, like if you are doing Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance, first semester, you are likely to have 6 papers. So the average of the 6 papers, each paper is at 5.0. The 80 is 5.0. So the moment you score 70 plus 75, 79.99, you score a B plus, which is 4.5, and you go down. So the moment you get an average for the 6 papers, you get an average of 4.40. 4.40. We put you at the Vice Chancellor's list. That is semester 1. So we keep upgrading you up to the very last semester when you are completing. If you get 4.40 or plus, you get a first class. Are we together? So your average must be 4.5 and above for you to get that 4.40. Then if you get between 3.60 to 4.39, that is a second class upper. Second class upper division. Now, second class lower division is from 2.80 to 3.59. And if you fall below 2.80 down to 2.0, then you get a third class, or what we call a pass. Now, for the diploma and certificate courses, because we still have some certificate courses and diploma courses, we have what we call distinction, which is in the other category of first class. Then the second class upper and the second class lower for the diploma and certificate academic programs, we call it credit. So there is no upper, there is no lower. It is credit. And then below the credit, we have what we call pass. So those are the categories. Now, I want to also answer some question about retake. We say you retake a paper when you fail it. So when it is semester 1 and you are going to do your examinations, sit for your exams, and you fail a paper, you get below 50%, the pass mark. Then we ask you to resit this paper the next time it is offered. So when you go to year 2, if you are in year 1, semester 1, then you write to the respective faculty dean or school dean through the respective head of department. Supposing you have BA with education and you are doing geography and history, and you have your failed paper in history, you write to the Dean, Faculty of Arts, through the head of department, history. And currently, you pay 30,000 to receipt that paper. And you get permission in writing from the Dean. So when we are checking, we find you are a year 2 sitting with year 1s. We ask for that letter, permission. Now, we have another kind of retake where you do a retake when you have not failed the paper. So we call it retake, but it is different from what I have already mentioned. You may fall sick during the course of examinations and you miss a paper or 2. So the paper or papers you miss, you do them when they are next offered. So when you are going to do such papers, you also apply the same way through your respective head of department to the Dean. You pay the 30,000 and you sit that paper. So we look at it as a retake, but in actual sense, it is not a retake because you are sitting it first time. Now, when you are going to sit semester 1 papers, and you happen to fail more than 50% of the papers you have registered for that semester. Like you have registered 6 papers and you fail 4, you don't proceed. You don't proceed. You have failed. You repeat that academic year. It is a regulation. The moment you fail more than half the number of papers for that semester, we count you as somebody who has failed. So you go back. So make sure you pass these papers. And they are not very difficult. There are very few cases we have got. Only for those who are not serious about the studies. By the way, if I was to tell you through research, as somebody in examinations, students who score very highly at the university level, at least for Chambogo, they are not those who came with A. No, they are those who are very hardworking, who know what they want. They study hard and they get those good grades at the university. So don't be surprised when you have your A in economics and the person who came with a D or an E, if there is any, beats you. So you double your efforts right from semester 1. And the rest will be history. Now, somebody asks, what happens if I miss coursework, but I score above 50% in the examination? For your information, we don't allow you to sit for the examination. So the moment you miss coursework, sorry, you don't qualify for the final examination. And I have said 2 courseworks. So the lecturer may give 4, the lecturer may give 3, the lecturer may decide to give 5 courseworks. The university requires that lecturer to consider 2. And therefore, if you find that you sat only 1, the lecturer will say, you have not qualified to sit the final exam. So coursework marks must have come from minimum 2 courseworks. So without coursework, you write to the academic registrar, you say, and I'm unable to sit the final exams. Allow me to leave, and I come back next academic year, if you have registered. Now, somebody asks about the admission registration number. What is the importance? And as somebody in charge of examinations, I would like to say that it is very important. We don't have a student, a university student, without a registration number. So the registration number is part and parcel of your name as a student. So for any correspondence, for any documentation, for examination, we use the registration number. So the academic registrar cannot write to you a letter without indicating your registration number. You can't write to the academic registrar or the head of department or your dean of faculty or school without indicating your registration number. So whenever you are writing, in terms of communication, indicate the registration number. Now somebody is asking GPA and CGPA. And you're asking a little bit too much. GPA and CGPA, it's a little bit too much, but GPA is simply grade point average. So when we look at your grades, if you have 6 papers for a semester and you have scored 4.5, 3.5, 5.0, this and that, then the average for that semester is what we call grade point average. Grade point average for the semester. Now, when you go into semester 2, we get the grade point average for semester 1 and the grade point average for semester 2. We make the average for both and we call it a cumulative grade point average, CGPA. If you go to year 2, semester 1, we get the CGPA at semester 2. The average you had already got for semester 1 and semester 2 in year 1. And we add it to the average you have got for year 2, semester 1. And we get the cumulative grade point average at that level. So we keep accumulating the average up to the final semester. Then we get the overall. And that one will score you the class. Are we together on that? Okay. Now somebody is asking whether there is any offer given to the best performing student, especially the private one. For example, we shall come to that later. First, make sure that you perform very well. Somebody is asking about dead year and withdrawal. I think I talked about withdrawal. Now, in the semester system, we don't use the word dead year. We don't. So dead year is used in the term system. A dead year is when exams are sat at the end of the year. And therefore, when you miss a year or you don't sit exams, then you request to go back to the same year. So we call it a dead year. But in the semester system, which we are using at this university, you withdraw within a semester. However, if it is semester 1 and you don't finish semester 1, you don't sit for the examinations of semester 1, and you write to withdraw, then you can't proceed semester 2 because you have nothing to base on. So when you withdraw in semester 1, it means the academic registrar will write to you to come back in semester 1 the following academic year. If you do semester 1 and complete, sit the papers, and you have challenges in semester 2, and you write to withdraw in semester 2, then the registrar gives you a letter permitting you to withdraw from year 1, semester 2, and therefore you come back in year 1, semester 2, the following academic year. So you miss a whole year. Are we together? So we call it withdraw in our semester system. Somebody is asking, where can I get the timetable for my academic program? Now, for teaching timetable, the timetables are provided by each academic department. Each academic department gives the timetable. So if you are doing, for example, Bachelor of Civil and Building Engineering, then you go to that very department. That's where the timetable is provided. However, there are some shared programs. For example, if you are doing Bachelor of Arts with Education. So you may be doing Geography and History, and then you are also doing the education component. So the timetable will be in such a way that those departments work together to give out a timetable. So one department may not issue the timetable. Yeah, some I may not necessarily answer. A little bit straightforward. Somebody is asking to which faculty has library and information science been changed to? Library and information science was formerly in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, and it has been transferred to Faculty of Computing and Information Science. Okay, that is where computer science and then library and information science are. Somebody is asking, this is a visionary person, I think. Someone is saying that he has heard that when somebody scores a first class or second class upper, he's retained in the university. So this one wants to become a lecturer. Now, this is not a guarantee. When you get a first class, when you get a second class upper, it's not a guarantee that you are retained, but we encourage you to work hard and score such, and you apply through your head of department. You apply for the job, and the department will check whether they have space for you. And in case there is space for you, then you can be kept. But there is no guarantee. Okay? But you are encouraged. The last one. Yeah. I think that's all I can say. Let me say this. It's a little bit negative, but it is important for you at the very first day. In case, but I don't see anyone here who will fall into that challenge. I don't see. You seem to be very bright. In case you fail a paper, the university regulations allow you to recite a paper, and not once, but even twice. So you fail a paper, the university gives you an opportunity to recite the paper, and it is next offered. In case you fail it again, you are again allowed trace it to the paper. But for heaven's sake, if you fail after 2 trials, then the university will discontinue you. It is painful. You may have passed all the other papers, but one paper failed 3 times will get you out of the gates of Kyambogo University. So make sure, don't fail even at all. Don't. Work hard at the very beginning. My experience has shown that first semester tends to disorganize our fresh students. The very first semester, a number of students tend to be disorganized. When I check my records, a number of retakes tend to be in year 1, semester 1. So you have 6 papers, you find somebody has 2, has 3 papers, failed. Some even run away after failing 5, 6. They run away without being discontinued. They discontinue themselves. So don't allow yourself to reach that level. That is for the other people who are not seated here, who have not heard what I have said. So work very hard and pass all your papers in year 1, semester 1, and pass them highly. In the next semesters you will fly. It will be a springboard for you. The lecturers will look at you with respect. But the moment you don't do well, first semester, even in the next semester, a lecturer is a human being. He again looks at somebody who failed in semester 1. So show them that you are capable. And they will keep appreciating until you are through. Thank you.
I have some 3 questions here. What if the school where I completed my UCE has not yet received the UCE certificates? These schools are supposed to have your certificates ready for you for picking. Some of you fear to go to pick those certificates because you did not pay fees in those schools. I've seen it for many years. People don't pay fees and they start saying the certificates are not there. The certificates are there. Please pay fees for those schools and pick the certificates. Another government student is asking, is the certificate also necessary for government students as well? Government students, apart from that word government, the admission letter you have is the same as those of private students. The requirements for registration are the same. Government students. Who is the dean of Bill and when is he or she coming to address us? The chairperson will let you know when the dean for Bill is coming. If I receipt a paper and I get a retake, can it be shown on my university certificate? Dear exams, you are the best person to answer this question. If I receipt a paper, I get a retake, will the results be shown on my university certificate?
Thank you so much. The moment you sit a paper which you are retaking, we indicate that it is a retake on the transcript. The certificate does not have details. The certificate indicates your academic program, it indicates your class. But the transcript will indicate that you got an A out of a first retake or even a second retake. So somebody going to employ you should know that you have an A, but out of 3 sittings. So somebody who has a B plus, first sitting may be better than you. But work hard, get your A, much as you put retake, you have passed, and you can get a first class, by the way. You can get a first class with retake papers, as long as you pass the retakes. Okay?
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for attending this session. Academic Registrar's Department now is handing over to the chairperson of this arrangement. Thank you very much for hosting us.
Thank you very much, Academic Registrar. Madam Academic Registrar, that the appeal list, when is it going to be out? The question is already answered. I told you to be very attentive. These people are concentrating on their phones, then they just wake up to ask what has been answered. Members, keep those phones and listen to these important people. We thank you so much, because these are the people, or they are the reason why we are here. And for those of you who have listened carefully, I think you have understood how to pass, how to fail. Whatever you want, I think you have picked from them. We thank you so much, Academic Registrar and the team. And I think we shall meet again when we are welcoming these students to Jambogo University. There's another question. I think this is for us. The Dean of Bill. Dean of Bill, what do you mean? No, it is double capital B, capital I, capital L. So if you mean BASA, Rollins, isn't BASA indicated on that program? Today at 2? Today at 2 to 3. So the Dean of Bill is coming today at 2. So here we call that one, you are introducing a new title, Dean of Bill, but we call him a university, BASA. Then I can see another question here. I think the academic registrars missed it. At what time do evening lectures start and end? Mafko, can you answer that? At what time do evening lectures start and end? Please answer this one very fast.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. John Francis Mafuko is my name. Evening lectures. We are putting COVID aside. Normal university program. Evening lectures begin at 5. Because some of you who have been admitted by the university, you already work in class. So offices close, classes open. But there may be other arrangements. Don't run from day program go to evening program without permission. Otherwise, you'll be a lost student within the university. Try to do things in a formal way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francis. I think that is clear. We have finished all the questions that you've posted to us. So we are saying the Dean of Bill will be with us today. Right now we are going to have Francis as our chairperson, and is going to be chairing the university library, the university bursar, and the director ICT. Now, I think yesterday you had a longer session with director ICT, and that session is going to continue because they are supposed to teach you all this you are asking from the academic registrar, how to access your portal, and but they've told you don't disturb the system if you have not paid. The system will not respond to some of your queries. I think they have taught you how to enroll, and I think the library will also come in to teach you how to access the e-resources. So when ICT is here, please pay attention to them. About disability students, yesterday they explained it to you. Some of you don't know that you have disabilities, but we have a team of assessors. A team has come to assess people who have disabilities and those who are interested in going there, and those students who have visible or disabilities should go for assessment. Then even there are those who don't know that they have disabilities. They can also go and be assessed. So right now, I'm handing over to Francis to be the chairperson of this next session, which has the university librarian, the university bursar, the one you call the Dean of Bill, and then the director ICT. Lawrence, please come and clarify on the program for tomorrow.
Thank you so very much, Madam Agi. Tomorrow, we shall have the deans of the different faculties presenting. So if you're a student of engineering, tomorrow, you need to be here from 9 to 10. So after 9 to 10, if you're an engineering student, you disappear. And then we shall have students of Faculty of Science from 10 to 11. So if you're from Faculty of Science, we expect you to be here between 10 and 11. After that, you disappear. Then we get students of Faculty of Agriculture between 11 to 12. After that, you disappear. 12 to 1, we shall have students of Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation. After that, you disappear. 1 to 2, we shall have Dean Faculty of Arts and Humanities. After that, you disappear. 2 to 3, Dean Faculty of Social Sciences. After that, you disappear. And then 3 to 4, we shall have Dean School of Management. After that, you disappear. 4 to 5, we shall end with Dean Faculty of Education. So tomorrow you don't need to sit for the whole day. You just sit for 1 hour when your dean is presenting, and you give space to others. Then if you're not sure of your faculty, then you can attend all the sessions. Thank you so very much. Allow me right now to invite the chairperson for the session to take us through the next session. God bless you as you listen.
Lawrence, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see it was all wow. I take this opportunity to introduce myself once again. I'm Mafuko John Francis, librarian, working with Chambogo University Library. I head Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation Library. Together with me, I have Dr. Bule Robert standing over there. Dr. Bule Robert, I and Dr. Bule Robert are going to represent the University Librarian for Kyambogo University. So we are going to be briefing you on issues concerning the library. At the same time, I'm going to be your chairperson for this session from midday to 5 p.m. So I'm going to be here with you. So we shall be expecting the university librarian, Dr. Bull and I are going to represent. We shall also be expecting the university bursar, and lastly, the director ICT. So ladies and gentlemen, besides being the chairperson of this session, allow me to take you through some of the library issues which we consider very important for you as our new students. The library was set up to support Kyambogo University do you live peacefully. Kyambogo University Library is open 7 days a week as follows. Monday, during semester time, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:45 p.m. In case of anything that fails the library to operate as per that arrangement, communication will always be put up for you. But those are the normal working hours as per our schedule. And then Saturday to Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, the library from peak hours, now that orientation is almost over, the library will be open for you from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday and Sunday. You find the door of the library wide open for you, and you are free to enter and leave when you feel like leaving, so long as it's before the closing time. During the recess period, what do I mean by recess period? When your semester, you break off your semester has ended and you go back home, we shall not close the library. The library shall be kept open contact for the university librarian and other university and other library staff to orient you in the library. We have a physical library tour coming up, and we shall explain and give you some of this information when you visit the library for the physical library tour and e-resources training program, which we have already laid out for you. What are the services we provide as Kyambogo University Library? We provide the following services. Reference or information service. Ladies and gentlemen, today you are here, very free. Next week you're starting lectures. Lecturers are going to give you courseworks or assignments, and you don't know where to begin from. In all our libraries, we have professional librarians. Please don't go there and suffer. Consult where you can, and you'll be guided and you'll enjoy the assistance given to you. So, reference and information service, you can ask any question about the library. Or you failed to find the office of the university bursar, we can still come in and say, please go to the other building. The university bursar sits on the ground floor also. So any kind of information, you don't need to go to Banda, come to the library, we shall be there for you. Library orientation service. This is a general university orientation program. But we as a library, the university librarian has organized a specific library orientation program for you. And we shall be orienting you through several sections of the library. We shall do a physical tour, and in that physical tour, you will get to know the different sections of the library. And I was here yesterday, and on 14th February 2022, we are going to have the physical library tour. So we shall expect to see you in the library in your cities. I will give you those details about the library tour later on. Let's continue with the services. User education service. Your students here, you've been given orientation, both general university orientation and the library orientation program. But you will continue having issues of concern. So you continue consulting with the library. We shall teach you on how to access the library catalog. The library catalog is a list of all information materials a maximum of 4 textbooks. You go and create a mini library in your special room, but we give you maximum of 2 weeks, and you should return the books before or on the last date given. We clear you, or we can renew, add you 1 more week, and you continue with your research. So ladies and gentlemen, don't only come to the library and read and say we are failing you to continue with your studies. We allow you as a university library to borrow library textbooks. You can borrow 1 up to 4, and the choice is yours. But I need to caution you a little bit. When you borrow, don't go back and also start lending out to your friends. Because the moment the books get lost and you are the person who borrowed them, the library knows you and you have to replace the books. Rare collection service, we have got a section in the library which has got research materials which are rare, difficult to find, but when you go to this section, you will find very important information materials there which may not be found elsewhere. It also includes information materials, documents about Kyambogo University, Ministry of Education, research, name it. Photocopying services, that's another service we can offer you. Book Aid International, reading materials distribution. Kyambogo University Library is the distributing center for Book Aid International. That arrangement, you may not know about it, but Book Aid International gives Ugandan libraries and other information centers, including school libraries, information materials for free. That's why it is Book Aid International. So Kyambogo University is the coordinating center. So whoever one as a school, maybe up country or wherever, you can write and apply through the university librarian for you to be able to get benefit from that service. Conducive reading space. How many of you have entered our university libraries? How many by show of hand? Which library in particular? The one up here? I think it is conducive. Kyambogo University has taken whatever it takes and prepared for you conducive reading environment. When you enter our libraries, you will read and you feel like not leaving. We have books in open shelves. When you walk in, you go to the shelf, and our shelves are labeled. So you decide on what you want to read. You go and sit down, read. Get tired of that one, go and compare with another book. So the shelves are open. But don't take out any book without permission. When we get you, we shall label you a thief, which we don't want. Kyambogo University Library Service Centers. I think it is good practice to take services nearer to the people who need them. We have got 5 service centers. You find that up here we have the Central Library. That is our main library. All collections are available there, representing all subject areas, representing various programs. We also have Barclays Library. Barclays Library is near the administrative block in the East End. And it also has collection, which is good for social workers, teachers, and other representations on other programs. And you will enjoy, they are all in open collection. You can access them once you're in the library, and you will enjoy the collection. Faculty of Education Library. It is found at Faculty of Education, up, first floor, and it has good collection there also. What we did is to make sure that when you go to any of these libraries, you can find something as per your program and enjoy. But for literature students, mostly your set books are at Faculty of Education, and those who are pursuing a programs in education, also you can begin with that library and then you go to other libraries. Because there is a reason why we have those libraries at faculties, so you can begin from there, then you continue to other library service centers. We have Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation Library, which I heard, I'm the librarian there. We are not serving only people who are disabled. It is inclusive library service. We serve those who are able, those who can see, those who are not physically lame, those who are not blind, all of you we serve. Whether you are in a wheelchair or not wheelchair, please come for service. When you have a need as a student, it doesn't matter which library you begin from. Go to any library, the professional librarians are there, they will serve you and you'll get what you need. Library catalog. A library catalog basically is a list of all information materials found in Kyambogo University Library. So when you view it, that's why I said it is our menu, reading menu for you. You say, I want a book on mathematics, the library catalog will show you all books on mathematics. You want a book on, somebody talks about library science, the library catalog will show you all the books we have on library and information science. You need a book on procurement, you will easily find. So it is a list. And for Kyambogo University Library, we have got an online public access catalog. Those smartphones of yours, we are going to give them more activities. We want you to search the library and see what we have by using your smartphone. Not only about Nsenene. Okay? So your smartphone, even when you're at home, we have got an app which will enable you to access the library resources when you are in bed or even when you're at home. That's why we want you to come to the library and we train you such that you are able to access these resources. The university pays dearly for these resources. So if you don't use, then there is no justification for paying for such expensive resources. Are we together? So the library catalog will help you to view, access, and retrieve the library resources you are interested in. Organization of the library. How is the library organized? When you go to the library, you will find there shelves. Our shelves are numbered and labeled properly. When you go to the shelves, for example, labeled 100 to 199, that will represent collection of books or information materials on philosophy and psychology. And you will find there the labels clearly saying philosophy and psychology. 200 to 299, that code will represent religious collections, Christianity and Islam, and any other, all found there. 300 to 399, that code will represent social sciences collection, including politics and economics. Politics, economics are all found there, among others. The code 400 to 499, that will represent all languages, including English, Luganda, Swahili, name it. The code 500 to 599 will represent or represents natural sciences, including mathematics and statistics. The code 600 to 699 represents civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and electrical engineering, among others. The code 700 to 799 as collections on performing arts, music, drama, architecture will all be found under that code. You won't have any trouble. The shelves are clearly labeled. Where you have a challenge, please consult. We shall be there to guide you. Because our motto says to serve and not to seek for rest. So we shall always be there to serve you. The code 800 to 899 represents literature and rhetoric. So all literature textbooks, all literature information materials will be found under 800 to 899. And lastly, the code 900 to 999 as collections of history and geography. So you need a textbook on history or geography, it is under 900 to 999. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how our collection is organized in the library, but that is print collection. What about electronic collection? Our electronic collection, we have several databases having various collections. And it is the reason we are going to train you on how to access electronic resources. So when you come to the library, as per the program we are going to share with you, we are going to be training you on how to access electronic resources. And you will enjoy your stay at Chambogo and you will never regret. Brief on the different library service centers. I would like to take this opportunity and invite my colleague, Dr. Bulle Robert, to take us through from where I have stopped. Dr. Bulle, you're welcome. At the end of this, as the practice has been, we shall invite 1 to 4 questions and we shall respond accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francis. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, as they have introduced me, I'm by the names Dr. Robert Bule. I am the Senior Assistant Librarian, and also I head the Library ICT section at the Central Library there. You'll find me when you come there in the computer room, first floor. That's where you'll find me. Yeah, I'm just going to continue from where my colleague Francis stopped. But maybe before I continue, I need to reiterate on the issue of the library orientation.
Dr. Bule, a minute, please. Those who have questions arising from what he has told us, you can be writing on the papers, and the mentors will pick them and bring them. Presents. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, if you have any question, please take note of it and forward it. Yeah, I need to reiterate. I came with a few copies. I think we shall share them. Yeah, but let me also read. If you have a notebook or somewhere to write, you can take note of this. We have said that on the 14th, which is, I think, what do we know about 14th? Yes, so I want you to also find some love for the library and come and tour it. You can take a picture and share. So what we shall be doing on that day, like Francis has said, we have 5 service centers. So at each of all those 5 service centers, there will be a tour, and that tour will be taking place at the top of the hour, meaning that at 10 there will be a tour. At 11 it will take like 30 minutes, so you don't have to mind. At 12, then at 2, 3, and 4. So you can, if you want to tour all the 5 libraries, it is possible, because you can do one at 10, then move to Barclays at 11, move to West End at 12, go to education at 3, like that. I think that is clear. Then for Francis was talking about e-resources or electronic resources. We shall also be training you how to access these e-resources. We shall introduce you to the different databases that we subscribe to. And we have a program. For those who haven't received it, let me read it for you. And the whole program will be running from Monday 21st February to Friday 25th. But for each session, it will be only for 2 hours. So on Monday, from 10, on Monday 21st Feb, from 10 to 12, it will be students from the Faculty of Social Sciences. Then from 12 to 2, first-year students from the Faculty of Arts and Humanities. Then from 2 to 4, first-year students from the School of Management. Because that's a big faculty, we shall also organize for them on Tuesday now, from 10 to 12, still it will be School of Management and Entrepreneurship. Then Tuesday, 22nd Feb, from 12 to 2, it will be students from the Faculty of Agriculture. Then from 2 to 4, students from the School of Art and Industrial Design. On Wednesday, 23rd, from 10 to 12, it will be Faculty of Engineering. From 12 to 2, School of Built Environment, and 2 to 4, School of Education. On Thursday, 24th, the first-year students from School of Vocational Studies will be trained. From 12 to 2, the students from Faculty of Science, and 2 to 4, students from the School of Computing and Information Science. And the last day, on the 25th, students from the Faculty of Special Needs, 10 to 12. Then there are students from DEPE here, the Institute of Distance Education, 12 to 2. And if they are graduate students, 2 to 4. So you can go and mark your calendar. Don't forget, we shall show you how to access ebooks, how to access e-journals, how to access open education resources, and many other things. How to use the MyLoft. MyLoft stands for My Library on Fingertips. There's a tool that you can use when you are at home and you can still access the library. So all those things, we shall be training you in that training. Okay. So maybe to continue with the different library service centers. When you come for the tour, we shall be showing you more. But briefly, we have 5 service centers. The first service center is just above you here. At the end of Harrow Rise. This road is called Harrow Rise. There's a building there. It's called the Central Library. It has 3 floors. It has a capacity of 300 users. 300 to 500 users can use it at the same time. That's why you'll find the office of the university librarian. He sits there, and even the deputy university librarian. You also find the office of the technical section where they process the books from. On the ground floor, we have the closed section. That collection caters for all of us. It doesn't, like Francis was saying, some libraries are a bit specific, but for Central Library, all of you will be served at the Central Library, at the closed section. The only difference with that section is that you don't borrow books out. You have to use them from there. Shall be showing you how to do it. On the first floor, there's a computer lab, which has over 100 pieces. If you have your work for typing, they've given you an assignment, you have to type it. If you want to search the internet, you want to search the databases, everything, you'll find it there. By the way, before I forget, the library also has a few mobile devices or laptops, but they're also supposed to be used from within the library. So if you want to attend an online lecture or something to do with the online learning management systems, you can still come to the library and we borrow you that laptop, but you're supposed to use it from within the library. You're not supposed to take it out. We have research carrots. Do you know what research carrots are? There are spaces whereby if you want to have some individual study, you don't want to mix with others, there are those spaces, you come and register for one, then we shall give you space, then you can study. This mainly applies for graduate students, but also if you want, you can come. That space is there for you. We also have discussion rooms. If you're a team of 3 to 5 and you want to discuss something, you need a special place where to discuss from. That space is also there on the second floor. We also have, like I've already said, reading space, a capacity of 300 users at the same time. So those are some of the services that you'll find at the Central Library there. So you're welcome as long as you're registered. On that day when you come, we shall also show you. By the way, let me also inform you that all first-year students who have registered with the university will be automatically registered with the library. We shall show you how to access the catalog, and we shall share with you the credentials that you use to access the catalog. Going forward, at the next to the administration building and the main hall, that's where you'll find Barclays Library. This library has a capacity of 300 users, and its collection serves mainly the faculty of social sciences, the faculty of arts and humanities, SOME, faculty of agriculture, School of Arts and Industrial Design, School of Vocational Studies. Yeah, that collection will serve students from those faculties. There are also offices of the head librarian. You can borrow, reserve books at that library. There is a section of the rare collection. Do you know what we mean by rare collection or special collection? If you want reports like from Bank of Uganda, from IMF, from if you want statistical report from UBOS, if you want newspapers, you can find them in that special collection and many other things there. We also have an archive there. If you are looking for old papers of the 1980s, the 90s, you can still find them there. And the other things like the usual reference services, they will be there. I'm proceeding to the West End Library. When you go down near the gate, on your right-hand side, there's a main hall. After that main hall, there's the West End Library. This West End Library has a capacity of 300 users, and it serves the faculty. If you are from the Faculty of Engineering, if you are from the School of Built Environment, if you are from the School of Computing and Information Sciences, you will be served very well from the West End Library. And all the other user services, the reference services, you also find them there. Then we also have the Faculty of Education Library. They've already told you if you are from the School of Education, and also if you're doing literature, that collection will serve you well. Then finally, we have the Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation Library at the extreme end. There you will find a collection on disability, rehabilitation, community studies, and other general books like on research and so on. There's also a book bank there. And we also have a disability resource center at the Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation, most especially if you have, if you are a student with visual impairment, you'll find assistive technologies there that can help you to access information. There is Braille and other things that can help. There's what they call a talking library. So you'll find those devices there. Its capacity is 80 users, and Mr. Francis is the head. If you want to access our library website, you just type lib.kyu.sc.ug. lib.kyu.sc.ug, and you'll find a lot more information there. The library rules and regulations, like what I was telling you about. If you want to borrow a book, you can borrow 4 books at a go. The period of borrowing is 2 weeks. What happens if you default? What happens if you don't return a book in time? All those rules and regulations are there. Then we have a number of databases that I can't go into right now. But when you come for that online training, orientation to e-resources, we shall go into detail. So in the interest of time, I think I can stop there. If there are questions, we shall answer them.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bule. Our presentation has been responded to by some questions where people need clarity. But we are going to respond to all these questions, and all will be well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time once again. There are a number of questions, and we are quickly going to run through them. place at once for both day and evening students? And this answer is a big yes. It is one program for both day and evening. So we invite you to attend in person. Another person is asking, I'm doing Bachelor's of Science. Tomorrow, the one of Faculty of Science or the one of Faculty of Education? Where do you belong? To Faculty of Science or Faculty of Education? So you should follow the program because it is clear. If you are a student under Faculty of Education, then you should turn up together with those students of Faculty of Education. If you are a student under Faculty of Science, then you should turn up with the students of Faculty of Science.
Francis, maybe to clarify on that, people who are not sure of their faculties, you will come to this table after the session so that you are told where you belong.
Thank you so much.
If you don't know, please you come and consult here.
Okay, that means there are students who don't know their faculties rightly up to now. So the officer there will attend to you. Thank you. I applied for Bachelor of Economics and Statistics there, and my admission has BEC in brackets, BEK, besides the program. But in my portal, besides program, there is BES, BES. So is there any difference before I continue enrolling? Paulo. We advise you to go back where you picked your admission letter from. You will be guided appropriately. But BEK is Economics and Statistics. So you go back there, you will be guided appropriately. Thank you. Thanks. Now, when I have the app of the library, will it enable me to get the wanted information? And when I get the app, will it be a must to return the book, that app after? Somebody has written like that. But I think it is clear, I get the message. When you use the app, when we talked about electronic resources, we are meaning those information materials you can access digitally online. You use your phone, you download it, it will remain on your phone. You use your laptop, you save it there, you have it. You don't need to return it. So, when we talk about electronic resources, those are information materials which are not in print format. They could be journal articles, they could be textbooks. You can access a chapter of a book. You can access the whole book in electronic form. So the choice is yours. What do you want? What you want is what you get. And where you have challenges when it comes to searching and retrieving these electronic materials, you consult us. And it is the training we are going to take you through, and you will benefit, I'm sure. What are the procedures of registration? Do we register in only the central library? Dr. Bule has already answered this. The moment you register with the university, you are automatically registered with the university library. And the central library is there as the main library, but it is the same service. The others are branch center service centers for the library. So when you are there, it is the same service, but at that particular service point. So the library offers uniform services. Variations are there in collection at different centers, but you can still access the same information and service. Where can I find the library for the Faculty of Management and Entrepreneurship? You will be using mostly Barclays Library and the Central Library. All the information materials you need in print form are available at those service centers. Even electronic information materials, if you don't have a smartphone, there are computers, over 100 computers in Central Library in the computer lab. You can always go there. If you also need to use a laptop, like Dr. Bole said, there are laptops there. You can borrow for some hours when you're still in the library there and make use of. The university library is trying all it can to enable you enjoy your stay here. So there is no library at Faculty of Management, but it's School of Management. Please, I beg, a rewind on the library orientation for students of social sciences. Students of social sciences, it will be Monday, 21st February, 2022. From 10 a.m., you will be expected to be at Central Library, and that will be your time. What are the qualifications of accessing library services? Admission letter, registration with the university. For now, you're fresh students, and we are so happy to receive you on behalf of the university. Get a photocopy of your admission letter, put it together with your ID from your former school or national ID. You will always present that until the day when you will get the registration card for the university. So just a photocopy. Keep your original somewhere, have the photocopy with you. We shall serve you, but you won't be able to borrow until you're registered with the university and the university library. Where is Library School of Management and Entrepreneurship? That has been answered. Thank you. You have talked about collection. What about that of Faculty of Science? Faculty of Science, you have a library next to Faculty of Science, that is West End Library. It has very good collection, up to date, and you will enjoy it besides the electronic resources. So you can go to West End Library. If I belong to School of Computing and Information Sciences, do I also belong to Faculty of Sciences? In other words, more clarification on the two. If I belong to School of Computing and Information Sciences, do I also belong to Faculty of Sciences? I think it is now School of Computing and Information Sciences. One is old, and then School of Computing and Information Sciences is the new one. So that's where you belong. Is that clear? Faculty of Science is the old faculty. School of Computing and Information Science is a different school. So Library and Information Science, for example, you belong to School of Computing and Information Science or Technology. Is photocopying and typing for free at the library or not? So you may come to the library and you want to photocopy one page, two, or a chapter in a textbook. It goes at a fee. Typing is free. You go to the computer lab and you type your own work. You word process your work at your own. There is nobody else to do it for you. You are going to be introduced to some basic computer lessons. Some of you have already done this at A level and O level. So the computers are there. word process your work, save it, go and print elsewhere or within the library. The choice is yours. What qualification can I come with? Qualifications, that is not clear. Qualifications about what? Photocopying, we already have people offering these services within the library setting. So we are not recruiting. This is a human resource function. Allow me proceed. Thank you. Requirements in order to borrow a book. Ladies and gentlemen, what do I require to borrow a book from a library? For you to be able to borrow a book from the library, you need to be a registered student. Like we informed you, the moment you're registered with the university library, you are automatically registered with, the moment you're registered with the university, you are automatically registered with the university library. Therefore, from that day onwards, you will be qualifying to borrow a book from the library, any of the libraries. Don't say that you belong to Faculty of Science, so you can only borrow from there. In any of our service centers, you can borrow what you want and go and keep it, except you should return it on time. Does Bachelors of Social Development and Social Justice also belong to the Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation? The answer is a big yes. I think this is the last. All other issues are repeated. I beg we go through these ones. For any other information, due to time, you'll consult us. We don't want to eat up someone else's time. Won't the library tour affect lectures schedule? This is very important for you. Lectures, yes, are going to start. That's why we kept it brief. 2 hours, come and we give you very important information for your work while at campus. It is just 2 hours. I beg you turn up in big numbers. Thank you. Will the lectures be on during the training time or? Yes, they may be on depending on the timetable at your department or faculty. But the program is strictly going to take off on that date. Does coming to the library require me to come with anything to show for it? Probably a card or anything. I answered this. Admission letter, photocopy together with your ID, because there are so many intruders who want to come and steal from you. If I'm doing library and information science, what particular library am I supposed to go to, or can I go to any library? All libraries are open for you, and you should also know where the department for library and information science is, and then you go there for further guidance. There is a coordinator there. I also happen to be teaching under that department, so you can contact me for further details. Do I need an ID before entering the library? That has been handled. Code for physics is 500 to 599. Physics, under mathematics, natural sciences. Shall we have lectures during library tour? Answered. Will the head of the faculties design the specific time for the tour? No. It is you to prioritize and come and attend the library tour. What do I require to borrow a book? Answered. Can I get a library card after paying half of my tuition? We said full registration by the university, which requires you almost to pay 100%. So register with the university, you will be automatically registered with the library. Do you have books that can be accessed online, electronic resources? and we are going to train you on how to access them. We have. Will the tour also include students on evening? I answered that. Am I in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences in the same tour? Ladies and gentlemen, I beg we handle these. They are repetitions. How can someone access past papers and marking guides? Past papers at your department, marking guides, we leave that to rest for now. Ladies and gentlemen, as time is getting, Bachelor of Arts with Education belong to School of Education. Clarify me. Bachelor of Arts with Education. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Faculty of Education. Ask yourself, where did I pick the admission letter? Was it Faculty of Education or at Faculty of Arts? These programs, you'll find that there are programs of education at Faculty of Education, then there are those which are falling under Faculty of Arts. And the Faculty of Arts, I think, has a new name. We shall clarify on that. I beg you go back where you picked an admission letter, they will guide you accordingly. Let me say something about security in the library. Ladies and gentlemen, when you start visiting our libraries, your libraries now, when you come to the library, don't leave your phones, don't leave your wallets on the table as you are checking for the books on the shelves, as you go to the washrooms. You are the rightful owner, but there are those who claim that you are not the rightful owner. They will turn up. By the time you come back, you won't find your phone. Also, I would like to, not only in the library, there are people who are going to come rushing to you that please help me with your phone. My father wants to talk to me. He wants to send me money. They are rushing you. You give them the phone. By the time you turn like this, they are not seen. They are invisible. So keep your property well while in the library and while at campus. You have a laptop or bag. Whether you are going to the washrooms, please enter with your bag. You won't lose anything. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see two more issues here to attend to. Shall we have lectures during Valentine? Ask yourself, is Valentine a gazetted government public holiday? If it is not, the lectures are on. If yes, no lectures. I think it is a no, we shall have lectures. In case one wants to change his or her study time, who do we write it to? The Academic Registrar's Department was right here and was very clear. If you're writing to the Academic Registrar, you write through the Dean of the Faculty. You're the head of department, the Dean of the Faculty, to the Academic Registrar. I think that was not equally mine, but that's the procedure you need to follow. Dr. Bule, it is time up for the library session. I thank you for turning up and for representing the Universal Librarian. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been library department. And all information given to you is intended to help you easily pursue your program of study while at Chambogo University, and all the information materials, both print and electronic form, are available. Whether you have a laptop or not, the library still provides avenues to enable you continue with your research while at Chambogo. The laptops are there. Over 100 pieces of computers are available in the computer lab, and the computer lab, once the library is open, is also open. At the Faculty of Special Needs, to those visually impaired students in the library, we have got some braille materials. We have got JAWS software. We have got magnifiers. If you can't see properly, we have got magnifiers in the library which will help you to easily read and you avoid straining your already disturbed sight. So you're welcome. You can borrow and use it and return. Even during examinations, the magnifiers, we give them to students of low vision and they help them. We also have got parking machines. Those ones for braille, if you're visually impaired, you can borrow. We have 2 of them in the library. You can borrow and attend the lectures, process your coursework, and you return to the library. There is a section there which will also give you more information at the faculty. If you need more guidance, I'm available at the faculty library. Having said all that,
this is a reminder, when we come back for the last session in that day, let us all have masks. Please, if you don't have a mask, don't come to the session. This lady here, please, don't come to this session without a mask. So in the afternoon, later, we are going to begin at 2.
we are going to begin at exactly 2 to 3 p.m. with the university bursar. So ladies and gentlemen, from 2 to 3, we shall be expecting the university bursar. Issues of finance, issues of tuition, issues of how much am I supposed to pay. The university bursar will be with us for 1 hour. So prepare and please come back in big numbers. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the library team.